This morning, panic as a stolen Jeep flies into a car parking lot. The reason police were after the teenage driver.
A new effort to fix health disparities in the city this Black History Month.
And we continue to track a big winter storm across parts of the country, but also our own chance to see flakes here in Wisconsin. We're going to take a look at that.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us at the end of your week. We begin this half hour with some shocking video overnight out of Milwaukee. This is all over a high-speed chase with police inside that city.
Take a look. Security cameras catching it all unfold. This is at a car dealership. It catches the moment the car hits another car at the intersection, and then you can see the car fly into the parking lot. The car was a stolen black Jeep Grand Cherokee taken Wednesday from a Lyft driver. The Jeep is sent flying into the air and into a street pole, finally hitting some of the cars at the dealership. The crash leaving behind shattered glass and debris. The workers at the lot, some of them ran out to help those involved.
I saw the police had guns drawn, so I started yelling, "There's guns, get back, get back." So we ducked back behind the cars until the scene was safe. There was a gal on the ground. I let them know that I was an EMT and I was there to help.
In all, 5 people were taken to the hospital, including the 17-year-old driver of the stolen SUV. Police say the driver stole the Jeep during an armed robbery.
Back in Madison, a 17-year-old is in custody in connection with a fight at La Follette High School that left another teenager with serious injuries needing surgery. The initial incident happened back on January 13th. The victim, a 15-year-old at the high school, told officers a group of students had been making fun of him before they started punching him repeatedly. Police say the suspect has now been arrested on a tentative charge of substantial battery.
Developing here in Madison this morning, the Dane County Sheriff's Office taking over an investigation of an officer-involved shooting that injured a suspect yesterday. It happened while Madison police and state DCI agents were trying to arrest someone on the city's far east side near Easter Park Boulevard and American Parkway. During that attempted arrest, shots were fired and a suspect was hurt. The release did not say specifically who fired the shots nor how the suspect was injured. We have asked and haven't gotten a clear answer on that yet. That person taken to the hospital and should be all right. Madison police did confirm to us that none of its officers fired their weapons. Be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for any updates.
Some new information this morning. La Crosse police say the 2 people found dead Thursday were the victims of a murder-suicide. Late Wednesday night, police responded to a possible deceased call on the city's north side. When officers arrived at the house, they found the bodies. Police say Jordan Garcia shot and killed Allison Rogers and a dog before taking his own life.
This morning, students and staff will head back to One City Charter School in Monona. The school had to shut down yesterday morning at the start of the day because of a bomb threat on Snapchat. Police brought in bomb-sniffing dogs to check the building. Monona police say that they have taken a parent into protective custody. Chief Brian Cheney Austin told me yesterday that the incident is considered a mental health situation.
6:02 your time now. Chris Reese here with your First Warn Weather, your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
We're still talking about this storm that we've been talking about all week long. It's finally starting to wind down for parts of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, but it's ramping up throughout parts of the interior Northeast. This is where now we see a lot of our heavy snow along with our freezing rain and sleet and even some rain. Some of those same areas that got 30 inches of snow last week from the blizzard that impacted parts of the East Coast now have no snow left as they've warmed up, and now we have this rain moving on through. But meanwhile, heavy snows are flying just to the north of there. Then back towards parts of southern Indiana and parts of Kentucky. This is where they had a lot of the sleet and freezing rain yesterday, now putting some snow down on top of that. So things have been incredibly messy. Our area high pressure right on top of us this morning, but we're still tracking the area low pressure back towards the west. That swings through this afternoon, and that'll bring with it our chance to see some flurries as we go throughout today, but it is going to be cold this morning as well. 2 below 0 as you head out the door. Wind chills also joining you at about 2 below 0. We're not seeing a lot of wind this morning. It's 1 below 0 for Watertown, 3 in Janesville, 4 in Monroe. You factor in the wind, though, it feels like 6 below 0 in Monroe, and it feels like 7 below 0 in the Dells out there, where we're seeing a little bit more wind. It feels like 15 below for Decorah, Iowa, along with La Crosse. So let's put future track into motion. This is 12 o'clock. Here comes our disturbance from the west, and we start to see our flurries begin to develop. This is now 3:30, and this is the time period that most of the high schools start to dismiss around Dane County, and I'm expecting a burst of snow around that time. It'll limit visibility, but road conditions should generally be okay. There's not going to be a lot of snow at all. We'll clear out tonight. Overnight lows fall below zero. Models are trying to hint at another chance of a couple of flurries tomorrow night. Going to watch that closely. We warm things up by Sunday, even warmer by the middle of next week, but we're generally staying quiet throughout that same time frame. One period I'm watching, though, it's going to be Thursday into Friday, maybe a chance to see some light snow with that one. I'll watch it, perhaps a couple of flurries next weekend, but overall, there's nothing major coming through the pattern right now, at least not right now. Keyword right now. So enjoy this quiet weather while we have it.
First warn on that potential snow event. We'll see.
For right now.
Chris Reeves, thank you very much.
Phrase of the day.
Coverage on the road to recovery now. Throughout this pandemic, we have heard about how Black Americans are disproportionately affected by COVID. That's one of the reasons a local community leader is stepping in with a new healthcare option. Tahalil Moeddin shows his plan for bringing health to the forefront.
Aaron Perry is fulfilling a lifelong dream.
Examination room number 1. Really excited about having this space.
He's just 1 week away from opening the Perry Family Free Clinic to support uninsured and underinsured Black men.
They would say, well, if I don't want to voluntarily go to the doctor and get a $500 bill that I cannot pay.
It's an expansion of work Perry has been doing in area barbershops since 2016. Shops like JP Hair Designs, which houses one of Perry's 3 men's health and education centers.
It's been a great feeling to have men of color come in and know they got a place to go where they feel comfortable.
Perry says it was through those efforts he learned more about the unique challenges Black men face with health care.
Feeling like they were not wanted. You know, they would go in to sit down. People would get up and walk away. They didn't want to sit with them in the lobby. And so it all sometimes started right there before they even got back to see their doctor.
So he wanted to provide them with a place they could trust. But as a former police officer, he didn't have any background in healthcare. What he did have was a desire to make a difference and partners who were willing to help.
A lot of the equipment here is from SSM Health.
And nursing students like Rachel Carmack from Edgewood College who help staff the clinic, putting the lessons they learned in school to practice.
As a part of our nursing education, we talk so much about culture and race and, inequities amongst the community, and it seems like this is a really amazing place where we're trying to combat some of those issues.
And Perry moving forward with the lessons left behind by his parents to lift up the community.
He actually listened. That's what I think they would say.
Tahalil Moeddin reporting there. The clinic is scheduled for a soft opening next week and will officially open on February 24th. To start, it will be open for 4 hours every Thursday.
6:07 now coming up. New developments in the bombshell lawsuit against the NFL. The team owner on the defensive this morning.
And it is our final day of celebrating the first year of In the 608. This morning, a look back at some of the inspirational people we've met, along with the most memorable moment. Stay with us.
Shop Menards' full selection of over 7,000 interior lights. Find your style with Patriot Lighting's great selection of unique styles and finishes, like the Renly Collection with smoked crackle glass and a trendy black finish. If vintage industrial is more your style, the Samuel Lighting Collection comes in a bold bronze finish with clear glass shades that show off the vintage style bulbs. Just $149.99 for the 5-light Samuel chandelier, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There's no telling what's in store with Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's Candy Blast, the sweet new $3 game that's chock full of fun. Use your symbols to match and reveal an entire game. Win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
dinosaur adventure roars into Madison. One weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray. Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical is back, featuring songs that are fresh, winning, and tuneful. Come see the mega hit about a girl from 1960s Baltimore, me, who dares to dream big and changes the world. Don't miss the warm-hearted musical comedy, Hairspray.
At Overture Center, February 22nd through 27th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
It's been a big week of celebrating the first year of our In the 608 segments on News 3 Now this morning, and we've saved some of the most inspiring stories for the last day.
Josh Breider is here with us in studio this morning to take a look back on, it really was an inspiring year, Josh. Let's be honest.
Oh my gosh, so many emotions, guys. We've seen it all this week, especially when it comes to those moments from In the 608's first year here on News 3 Now this morning. And I think I've saved the best for last for you today. I've had the opportunity to meet some really incredible people over the past 365 days. They've made us smile, laugh, and even cry, giving us all the emotions. They've taught us that it's okay to take some space, but to never give up at the end of the day. And I'm excited to share some of my favorite messages and lessons I've learned from them. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have the messages from some of the most inspirational people from year one in the 608. But first, of course, I do have to say the most memorable moment comes from last summer. The story I know people are still talking about is Karen of the Spring Green General Store accidentally swearing not once, but twice within 30 seconds on our air. Take a look.
I have a meeting every Thursday afternoon that's a bunch of women that like to knit and talk together. And I won't say the word, but it's blank and bitch. Oop. Oh no, I just said it. I'm sorry.
Live TV, you are just fine. You are just fine. Is the other word stitch? They're wondering what the...
I can't believe I did that.
You're just fine. It's early in the morning. It's early in the morning. It's fine.
I didn't even say the barn. Oh my God. Sorry about that.
Yes, there is a place called the Crappy Barn too here. So there's a lot to offer. We're having some fun. Hey, you never know what's going to happen here on News 3 Now this morning, guys. You never know what's going to happen on live TV. I think Karen will always be known for that moment there in Spring Green. I know she was the talk of the town for quite some time. I mean, she still is, guys. You never know what's going to happen here in the 608. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to make you cry. And, yeah, that's a moment that we certainly are not going to forget.
That clip is like a fine wine. It just gets better with age.
Indeed.
Every time I see it, it still puts a... It's even better than what I remembered it from last summer. It's so good. You know, but I would think what makes that moment so memorable is that it was authentic. It was like she just slipped up, and I like that it wasn't directed at us, which was nice. It was just a slip of the tongue. In live TV, that kind of stuff happens. And it makes for a memorable moment because it's real and it's authentic. And we've seen a lot of that over the last year, Josh.
And that's been the beauty of being able to do this segment. And again, shout out to, you know, my bosses for letting me open up and to be able to show my authenticity for this, because it is about being a real human. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. Sometimes things happen. Sometimes a swear word goes out over the air. I will say that's the first time and only time that's ever happened. And it happened twice within 30 seconds there. But it just goes to show that, hey, sometimes things happen and it is what it is. I know she was trying not to say the word, and because it was in her mind, she said it. I think we've all been there before, but yeah, kudos to honestly all of the folks that we've met. And again, coming up in about 30 minutes, very, very good story of all of those folks that we've met this year, some of the most inspirational messages I've put together, guys.
Great lesson there. He's right. It's all about be you, which I know has been your mantra, Josh. Great stuff this week. It's been so fun looking back on all of this. I can't wait for that story coming up in half an hour. We'll check in with you then.
Remember, in the meantime, to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. He'd love to hear from you. Just reach out on social media or email him. His address is in the 608 at WISC-TV.com.
6:15 now. Chris Reese here with your certified most accurate forecast. And look at the wind chills on this chilly Friday morning.
We are talking about the cold out there. A lot of the wind chills do line up with their temperatures, but there's still some spots, my friends, where those wind chills are pretty cold, especially the closer you are towards the Mississippi River. La Crosse, the wind chill coming in at 15 below zero, 5 below zero for Platteville, and 2 below zero for Madison. But in a lot of spots, that really lines up with the air temperature. Take a look at that. You see a little bit of sun on the horizon as cloud cover starts to stream in the higher levels of the atmosphere. It is 2 below zero, but with high pressure right on top of us, wind, that's not much of a factor for us. That being said, let's talk about the next 12 hours because temperatures are going to increase. We should warm up to about 19. That happens right around 3 o'clock or so. But in addition to the increase in clouds, we will watch a chance to see some snow showers and flurries move into our picture as well later on this evening. This is 12 o'clock, lunchtime. Wind chills will feel above zero at that point. Overnight tonight, for those wind chills dropping once again into the teens below zero. So when you're up in the morning and you're walking the dog, it's going to be pretty cold. Bundle up, and then we'll see our wind chills respond in a positive direction again as we start to move towards tomorrow afternoon and evening. Our core of the cold does start to move towards our north and east, but we'll warm things up a little bit next week before another shot of cold starts to move in. We've been on this roller coaster ride of temperatures, and for some reason, I just don't see that ending anytime soon. Traffic, our roadways, all smooth out there. They should stay that way throughout the day. So you've got the green light for all of your day parts, but I will say probably around 3 o'clock or so, maybe just take it easy because lowered visibility and with those snow showers that I do expect to move through. Otherwise, this is your traffic map at the moment. All green, which means go. Happy Friday. Let's keep it smooth, guys.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. 6:17 now. Gregory McMichael is expected to face trial for federal hate crime charges for his role in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. This after his attorneys withdrew a plea agreement in the case this week. Trial proceedings slated to start Monday already. He has pleaded not guilty. McMichael was found guilty on state charges and sentenced last month to life in prison for his role in Arbery's murder.
The owner of the Miami Dolphins is reacting this morning to claims from a former coach accusing the team in the NFL of racial discrimination and offering incentives to lose on purpose. Former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores recently filed a lawsuit accusing the organization and 3 of its teams of racial discrimination in hiring. He also claims Dolphins owner Stephen Ross offered bonuses to lose games on purpose for better draft picks. Ross is denying those claims now, calling them malicious and defamatory. Meanwhile, former Cleveland Browns head coach Hugh Jackson says he too was offered incentives by his team to lose.
Wasn't offered $100,000 for every game, but there was a substantial amount of money made within, what happened in the situation every year at the end of it.
Jackson says he spoke to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell about his concerns, but no changes were made. The Browns and NFL have not commented on the allegations.
A San Francisco 49ers fan is fighting for his life after being assaulted at the NFC Championship this weekend. Daniel Luna remains in a coma 5 days later. Police say he was assaulted outside SoFi Stadium after Sunday's game. Police can't say if he was targeted for being a 49ers fan, but they are beefing up security as they prepare to host the Super Bowl next weekend.
Get ready to pay more if you use Amazon Prime. Amazon raising its annual membership by $20 up to $139 a year. A monthly subscription also going up from $12.99 to $14.99. The company says it's increasing prices because of expanded Prime membership benefits and to compensate for the rising cost of labor and transportation.
Hershey is raising its prices this year. According to the company's 2022 financial forecast, it's increasing prices to offset higher ingredient and labor costs. However, retail sales for the company's top brands grew more than 12% last year.
U.S. oil prices jumped above $90 a barrel for the first time since 2014 yesterday. Prices saw a 37% increase from December when the country was experiencing low prices due in part to Omicron concerns. OPEC and its allies say it will continue to modestly increase oil production, but Wall Street believes they could be doing more to meet demand and calm prices.
A former employee of a Tesla plant in California suing the company this morning for racism. Kaylin Barker, who is black, claims that Tesla supervisors and human resources tolerated acts of racism in its factories. The lawsuit describes an encounter where a coworker threw a tool at Barker and used derogatory language. Barker says she had bruises from the incident. According to the lawsuit, the offending employee was fired but then rehired a couple weeks later. Tesla has not yet responded to the lawsuit.
A new study shows during the pandemic, more people are drinking alone. A study coming from the journal Addiction looked at nearly 300,000 adult drinkers in England and Scotland. Researchers found while people were drinking about the same amount of alcohol before and after lockdowns, there was an increase in drinking alone and late at night. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol, Wisconsin's Addiction Recovery Helpline is 211.
6:20 now. After the break, a special moment for wildlife lovers, all caught on camera.
And in our next half hour, more celebrating the first year of In the 608 with Josh Breider. Stay with us.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
Cobeson buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
It's time to take your sleep to the next level with a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhafels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses actively adapt to your body's pressure points, giving you a more personal sleep experience than ever before. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at $23.99. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash with a Tempur-Pedic mattress set purchase. Upgrade your sleep with a Tempur Ergo Smart Base that automatically adjusts to snoring, giving you a great night's sleep. Relax. It's Steinhafels.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduce that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sonobello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sonobello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Cobeson buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams.
I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
.623, we're back showing Dana Joe's morning. Isn't this a little ice sculpture, monument little thingy here on the ice?
A feat of modern human ingenuity.
I feel like your husband Zach would like this, being the engineer that he is. He would think this is cool, right?
You would send this to him, and he would probably spend all evening looking up the, equations necessary to find, pi squared. I love my husband, but he's very smart.
We are journalists and broadcasters, not the best at math.
What is math?
What is math?
Unless you're a meteorologist, then you have to use a lot of math.
Yeah, I'm talking about Leah and I. Of course, you're smart and your sciencey ways over there.
I was going to say, me and Zach probably relate on your pi squared, Leah.
Now that you say that, Chris and Zach sat next to each other at a TV event one day, and they spent the whole day talking about weather and math and things that, above our head.
It's the science thing to do.
It's a cool picture. Dana Joe, thanks for sharing it with us. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We found it easily, and we shared it with you. That's all you got to do if you want to do it.
Okay, 6:25 now. After spending 3.5 months in rehabilitation, a male manatee returning to the Florida Keys.
Check it out. Marine mammal specialists coming together yesterday to get the animal back into the water. The manatee was rescued by local residents and other wildlife groups back in October. They named him Water Bear.
Aww.
At release, Water Bear weighed 395 pounds and is 6'8".
Okay, do you think Water Bear is bigger than my dog?
Not by much.
Good answer. I always have to work Bascom into the story in some way.
I don't know if Water Bear is able to look over the fence and greet the neighbors as they walk by.
Oh, she does have that sweet, sweet habit.
She's growing like a weed.
She misses her Uncle Chris's. Have you two come and seen her lately?
No. Bring her in.
Talk about it later.
Yeah, bring it in.
Godfather.
Leah, I can't just show up at your house uninvited.
I think it could. You'd be okay.
I think she'd be right with that.
All right, weather-wise, real quick, here's your bus stop forecast. We're going to see cloud cover and a couple flurries later on this afternoon.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Running a race is a lot like investing. It takes discipline, patience, and time. But most importantly, it takes endurance. Because in order to go the distance, you need to be prepared to get there. At the Burrish Group at UBS, we have a trusted advisor that's ready to go the extra mile with you every step of the way. Call the Burrish Group today.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty Self-Adjusting Foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that
that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it. It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this Valentine's Day and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
We continue to watch the storm raging across parts of the country, but we also have our own chance to see snow.
A new Omicron variant on our radar in Wisconsin, but local doctors not too worried yet.
Also, body camera footage released in Minneapolis of a no-knock warrant that ended with a man shot and killed. It's bringing further criticism to the department this morning.
And as the 608 turns 1 this week, a look at some of the inspirational people we've met.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning here on a Friday. I'm Chris Stanford.
A flannel Friday. We're glad you're waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide. The number of new COVID cases in Wisconsin continuing to decline.
So the bosses have made a decision that it's okay for us to return to the desk together. 6 feet apart, masks when we're not at the desk, but a good step in the right direction. Fingers crossed this time it stays that way, right?
What a way to wake up on a Friday, huh? It's been a while since I've sat next to you, partner.
It was some great news to wake up with. Below the desk, it's jeans and snow boots because I got that email a little late and came into work and got it. And so, yeah, jeans and snow boots below the desk.
Chris Stanford taking Flannel Fridays to a new level. We hope you are wearing jeans at home as well. Let's get to our top stories now. COVID cases declining in Rock County. Public Health says they're seeing a steady decline. Right now, both active cases and hospitalizations are dropping.
The county also averaging 160 new cases per day. While the data looks favorable in terms of trends, health experts say we're still in that high transmission period.
160 cases per day is still pretty high, relatively speaking, to what we've seen previously in the pandemic. But based on what the numbers are showing and what the data is showing on a daily basis, it looks like we're kind of on the back end of the peak of the Omicron case activity right now.
Rock County Public Health says they're offering vaccines every Wednesday in Janesville on Highway 51 from 3 until 7 p.m. To date, there have been more than 35,000 COVID cases recorded in that county. Statewide, the trend is the same. Cases continue to decline. Over the past week, DHS says numbers have dropped below 5,000 per day. All 72 counties, though, are still seeing high transmission.
We're also keeping an eye on the new subvariant of Omicron. Right now, there are still fewer than 5 cases confirmed in Wisconsin, including at least 1 in Dane County. While that will most certainly change, state health leaders don't want you to worry too much about it. The subvariant is very similar to the original Omicron and behaves about the same when it comes to infections, meaning most cases will still be mild. The state's top doctors say despite variants continuing to spread, they expect our current overall decline in cases to continue.
Our expectation or our hope is that we see more of the same, which is a declining day by day, week by week from this really extraordinarily high peak that we saw from Omicron. Whether the new variation, if it takes hold, will cause that decline to occur more slowly is something that's been theorized, but we won't know until we observe it.
Meantime, 70 members of the Wisconsin National Guard are now ready to help address staffing shortages at nursing facilities and hospitals. The members have been taking classes at Madison College to become certified nursing assistants. They recently finished up their training and are now spreading out across the state. In total, troops have been assigned to facilities in 17 cities. In our area, that includes Waunakee, Mineral Point, and the Wisconsin Dells.
President Biden is announcing plans to crack down on the rising gun violence, particularly against law enforcement. Nationwide, 5 officers have been killed by gunfire so far this year, about 30 wounded.
The answer is not to defund the police. It's to give you the tools, the training, the funding, to be partners, to be protectors.
The administration's plan includes a crackdown on what's known as the Iron Pipeline. That's the flow of illegal guns transported up the East Coast. It also promises stricter action against untraceable home-assembled weapons known as ghost guns.
A big story developing nationally this morning. The city of Minneapolis has released body camera footage showing Wednesday's deadly encounter between a police officer and a 22-year-old black man inside a downtown apartment. Police Chief Amelia Huffman says police went to the building just before 7 a.m. as part of a St. Paul Police Department homicide investigation in which several suspects were identified. Those officers had a knock and no-knock warrant to enter, getting them into Amir Locke's apartment. The body camera released shows less than a minute of the incident. The incident is shown in slow motion and in real time. It shows the officers entering the apartment, yelling that they're police. Locke, meantime, is wrapped in a blanket on the couch. He is seen turning over in the footage, holding a gun. Then Officer Mark Hanneman fatally shot him. Locke's family says he has a license to carry that weapon. On Wednesday, the chief said SWAT members loudly and repeatedly announced their entry into the apartment. The body camera footage released Thursday shows that Locke is shot roughly 10 seconds after officers opened the apartment door, which is when they began announcing themselves. And then at last night's press conference, some new developments here. That conference turning contentious, interrupted by a member of the mayor's new community safety work group. She says that police chief and the mayor are attempting a cover-up.
This isn't what I signed up for. I understand if you're not comfortable having me continue to co-chair. That's your prerogative. I signed up to help bring recommendations because we're tired of being killed. We're tired of the cover-ups. We're tired of the excuses.
The Locke family now working with civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who represented the family of George Floyd. Happening this morning, Attorney Crump and Locke's family will address the media. The virtual news conference is scheduled for 10 a.m.
6:35 now. Chris Reese here with your certified most accurate forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. Things are starting to quiet down with our storm, at least for parts of the Midwest, but our storm's still on the map, and it's really starting to ramp up for the eastern part of the country, especially as you work your way closer towards places like Pennsylvania, New York, or even Vermont and New Hampshire. That's where we have found the vast majority of our sleet, freezing rain, and even some snow at this point. Scranton, Pennsylvania getting in on a lot of sleet and freezing rain this morning. That goes all the way up towards parts of Maine, right along the I-95 corridor. Meanwhile, in Boston, where last weekend they got 30 inches of snow, most of that is melted, and it's generally all rain at this point. Let's go back to Madison now. It's quiet. We have our own chance to see a couple of snowflakes as we move towards the afternoon. I'll get to that in just a moment. But for now, yes, it's colder than it was yesterday again. But by the afternoon, we'll start to see our temperatures pace just a little bit warmer. Actual air temperatures are coming in at 2 below zero for us in Madison. Several spots, especially right along the Wisconsin River, are coming in into those single digits below zero. But then you factor in the wind and you realize there's not a ton of it out there. A lot of our wind chills really line up with where your air temperatures are until you get to the Mississippi River, and that's where you see a lot of those wind chills starting to approach the teens below zero once again. Partly cloudy skies for the moment. We'll see our cloud cover increase as we start to go through our afternoon. This right here is 12:30. We'll see at least a chance of a couple of flurries to our west. It's not a big deal, but that chance is there. It's going to move through. This is 3:30. Perhaps a couple of spots of lowered visibility, but I'm not expecting any accumulation out of this at all. By dinner time, that wraps up. We drop down to below zero again tonight. Tomorrow, I can't rule out a couple of flurries coming through either. Otherwise, it's going to be generally a day with sunshine, maybe a couple of passing clouds. We're dry and warmer next week, but I am watching a chance of snow Thursday night and into Friday of next week. Something to keep an eye on.
All right, the first warn, Chris Reese, thank you very much. 6:37 now. Across the pond, Queen Elizabeth will mark 70 years on the throne this Sunday with the Platinum Jubilee. In that time, she has worked with 14 prime ministers and 13 U.S. presidents. She is Britain's longest-serving monarch, taking the throne at just 25 years old in 1952. Quite the legacy left for Britain.
I'm a big watcher of The Crown.
You are?
I can't wait for the next season comes out in November. It's just really good. I've learned a lot. I know it's not an accurate portrayal of British history. They take some creative liberties, but I get a better sense of the timeline of her her time on the throne and the royal family and how it affects everything. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it.
We have not watched it. Chris Reese and I were talking about how we're going to have to, team up and catch up to you, binge watch this show. But I bet it showed you just an incredible history of Britain that you didn't know previously.
She's had a front seat to world history for 70 years. You think about 70 years, that's incredible.
Can you imagine the stories she has about previous presidents?
You get into some of them in The Crown, which are cool. I like to think that they're true, although I know it's fabricated a bit.
All right, we're going to have to tune in.
Yeah. Okay, it's 6:39 now. Coming up, it is bitterly cold outside. The roads, though, here on East Washington, I believe, not looking too bad. We're going to take a look at those temps and where they're trending coming up.
Also ahead this morning, we're reflecting on all of the inspirational people we've met during the first year of In the 608 when we come back.
We're all family at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Friends and Family event. Pay what friends and family do on top brands like Whirlpool, LG, and Frigidaire. Shop amazing doorbusters and no interest financing for 18 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside the Ashley Home Stores of Madison.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. One weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Have you seen those small
careful with
the... Sorry, Missy.
Excuse me, could we...
Excuse me, I was wondering, could we... Bedroom.
Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Who wants some dress shirts?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Ashley Home Store's Friends and Family event is going on now. For a limited time, get up to 54% off doorbusters, plus take a bonus 15% off. And get interest-free financing for 18 months. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
Continuing our big week of celebrating in the 608 as it turns 1. And we're taking a look back this morning at some of the inspiring stories that Josh has told over the year.
Oh, yeah, there have been so many. Josh Breiter joins us to break them all down. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. So we've had stories that have made us both laugh and cry this year, and for good reason. I think it's safe to say we've learned sometimes the simplest of things and a positive attitude can make all the difference in the world today.
There's just an energy to the city that I really love.
Perspective. Something we all need every once in a while. And for us, it all started with this local cinematographer snapshotting a slice of the 608.
That's just something as simple as waking up for a sunrise or staying up late to watch the stars. I've been able to find a lot of really cool unique moments in kind of your everyday life.
We've met the Ice Whisperer, making skating possible for Madisonians for more than 30 years at Tenney Park.
I enjoy what I do and I love what I do. I've fallen through right out here, never touched bottom. It's a kind of a nerve-wracking thing, but the days go by real fast and it's really rewarding at the end of the day. There you go, up you go.
And local law enforcement, showing why it's important to be you on and off the clock.
People see the uniform, but, you forget that there's a real person, underneath this. A lot of people say, I'm surprised that you're a gay cop. And I say, why? Because, I want to represent the people that, live and work here.
Plus, a Monroe man's journey to a healthier life, already down more than 100 pounds with no plans to quit working hard for his family.
Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Throughout this whole thing, my mantra has been discipline, consistency, and hard work. So create your own mantra. Figure out what you want to say to get you to where you need to be.
You want to double leg him? Let's see a shot.
Then there's a local wrestling coach, breaking barriers as one of the only female head coaches in the game, but fighting her own battle of terminal cancer at home, reminding us to never give up.
You got to lead by example, And we tell them all the time, if there's time left on the clock, there's still time to win. So we're looking for that, looking for a miracle.
And of course, the story that went viral from the 608 across the nation. The Mount Horeb native who danced her way out of every chemotherapy appointment, proving it's the positive energy that always shines above.
Whatever you're going through, try to find something that you can be joyful about, because positive attitude makes every difference in a negative situation. Just connecting with people and hearing other people's stories, it makes me want to continue dancing, even after.
So many powerful stories in just 1 year. If you'd like to get some inspiration from them, you can go to our special web section in the 608 on channel3000.com, guys.
Boy, Raina's story, I told you last hour, really makes me tear up. But Corey's story, all of these folks have such impactful stories that you've shared with the 608. Do you keep in touch with a lot of these folks?
That's been the beauty of this, is a lot of these folks, either through social media or even text message, I get to follow up every once in a while. And a lot of you folks at home are so gracious as well, like, hey, how's Raina doing? Or, hey, have you talked to Kate? Any updates? And I think that's what makes it so special, guys, is, we all have such different backgrounds, but I think a lot of us can relate to one another. And that's been the beauty of this segment, is showing your authenticity and knowing that, there are going to be good days, there's going to be hard days, but in the end, we're going to be doing this together. And honestly, look at all those powerful messages from the folks that, are part of that composite montage today. That was just a small fraction of the people that we had been able to talk to over the last year, guys.
It's something about opening your story and yourself and your heart up to somebody like you. I mean, getting them to be that real and to share their story, it's so special. You've done a tremendous job of capturing those stories and telling them, and I cannot wait to see what you have in store for us next year.
It is so exciting, guys, and honestly, this has been a breath of fresh air for everyone. 1 year down, so many to go, and hey, we're just getting started here, and this has been such a fun week, being able to kind of look back at all the memories.
It really has.
It has been fun.
Because we've made a lot of memories, a lot of laughs, guys, along the way, too.
All right, Josh Sprider, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. He's got years to come with us. You can reach out via social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
Tomorrow, Monday, same thing. I think I said tomorrow. Take the day off, why don't you, Josh? You've worked hard this week. All right, let's check in with Chris Reese now. Madison's certified most accurate forecast. Clear sweep on the radar, huh?
I was going to say, radar said it's not working this week. Not in Wisconsin. We haven't had anything to track as of late, but I will tell you, here's something I am tracking to our north and west this morning. It's going to lead to our chance to see some snow as we move into your afternoon and evening. Speaking of snow, we've still been tracking this storm to our south and east pretty much all week long. It's still there this morning, but high pressure is right on top of us. And as this starts to move towards the east, so does the storm system in question. But it opens up this area of low pressure moving through, and that's going to lead to our snow showers and flurries this afternoon and evening. Then into tomorrow, we'll see another one slide by to our north, and that'll bring another chance of some afternoon and evening flurries. But here's what to expect as you plan the day. Look for that increase in cloud cover. Temperatures warm up into the teens for your highs.
All right, thank you, Chris. And the Winter Olympics are getting underway officially within the next few minutes with the opening ceremony. And when Alyssa Liu steps onto the ice in Beijing, history will be made. At 16 years old, Liu is the youngest of Team USA's 3 women's single skaters.
Are there any special moves we can expect going into the Olympics?
Triple axel.
Oh, yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, no question.
Yep, I'm doing it.
The U.S. Nationals.
Pretty sure she's going to do one.
Good for her.
Can't wait. So ahead on CBS Mornings, Jamie Yukas finds out how the young star is preparing for her historic moment. It's right after News 3 Now this morning, starting at 7.
6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, the latest updates on the Russia-Ukraine tensions, plus all of your morning's local headlines.
First, though, if you got a little kid turning 3 soon, let us know so we can share their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
The Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show is coming, and admission is free. Shop, compare, and save big. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain homeownership. By providing financial coaching, homeowners can manage their mortgage and other finances while building stability for their family. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Don't miss out on Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our wide selection of high-quality tile, wood, stone, and vinyl, all at everyday low prices, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Explore Floor & Decor's newest location on February 7th.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the fan-favorite cowboy pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that could take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm David Cohen, the COO of Love Your Teeth. When we did the clinical study and saw that it whitened people's smile 7 shades in 7 days with only 10-minute applications, we knew we had to share it with the world. Love Your Teeth whitens natural teeth, as well as stains on caps and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. And for those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, with Love Your Teeth, you can target that area using swab precision.
I love red wine, tea, coffee, and I typically get stains at like the bottom part of my teeth, and it's very obvious. This was my smile before I started using Love Your Teeth, and then here's my smile now.
I would describe Love Your Teeth as easy to use. I'm so happy with results. Before I started Love Your Teeth, I took a selfie. So white, so different.
If you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And with each 10-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth.
I'm Dr. Gold. I've been a dentist for 25 years. When I looked at the clinical study for Love Your Teeth, I was blown away by the results. Love Your Teeth really works. Finally, an at-home teeth whitening product that I can recommend with confidence.
With Love Your Teeth, my teeth were looking great. Like, I would just wake up every day like, oh my God, my teeth are getting whiter. It was just amazing for me. I saw a difference every single day. I'm just so confident in the way that my smile looks.
In the past, while I was using other teeth whitening products, my teeth became sensitive, and that's just uncomfortable. With Love Your Teeth, something that I really loved about it is there was zero sensitivity the entire process.
Order Love Your Teeth this Valentine's Day and get 50% off, plus get free shipping. And as an added bonus, get a free Love Your Teeth Go Pen with your order. Visit loveyourteeth.com or call the number on your screen.
Call for action, only on News 3 Now.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
Minneapolis police are facing scrutiny after they shot and killed a man Wednesday morning in his apartment with a no-knock warrant. Body camera footage last night shows officers entering the apartment. They come across a man wrapped in a blanket on a couch holding a gun, and then they shoot him. Amir Locke's family says he had a warrant to carry the gun. The city's police chief says the police had a no-knock warrant for the building, but said Locke's name wasn't on the original request, sparking more questions. Back in Wisconsin, the Dane County Sheriff's Office investigating after a DCI officer shot their gun while trying to arrest a suspect on the city's east side yesterday morning. The release did not specifically say who fired the shots nor how the suspect was injured. They were taken to the hospital but should be okay.
A 17-year-old in custody this morning in connection to a fight at La Follette High School that left another teenager with serious injuries. The initial incident happened back on January 13th. The victim, a 15-year-old student at the high school, told officers that a group of students had been making fun of him before they repeatedly punched him. Police say the suspect has now been arrested on a tentative charge of substantial battery.
A pretrial hearing held for 2 Mineral Point women charged with party to first-degree homicide in the death of a 13-year-old who was in their care. Alexis Berry and her mother Lori were caring for Selah Caden when the girl died in 2018. The girl's parents, who live in North Carolina, sent her to live in Mineral Point with the Berrys after the girl had behavioral problems. The Cadens and Berrys had previously become close when the two families lived in Madison. The Berrys' trial is expected to start on April 28th.
2 people are dead on La Crosse's north side this morning. La Crosse police say that they were called to a house and found 2 people and a dog dead in the home. Based on the initial investigation, the victims died from gunshot wounds. Police say there is no threat to the public. The investigation is ongoing.
There are conflicting reports this morning on the number of civilians killed during a U.S. raid in Syria. It happened at the hideout of the Islamic State group leader, who then blew himself up along with members of his own family. President Biden called it a significant blow to the radical militant organization, ISIS. The White House confirms at least 3 civilians were killed. Local first responders count 13 people killed.
The U.S. accusing the Kremlin of an elaborate plot to fabricate an attack by Ukrainian forces that Russia could then use as pretense to take military action against its neighbor. The U.S. has not provided detailed information backing up the claims, but U.S. intelligence indicates that the scheme includes production of a graphic propaganda video that would show staged explosions and would use corpses and actors depicting grieving mourners.
2 people have died due to a listeria outbreak linked to Dole packaged salads. The CDC says the outbreak has also sickened 17 people, resulted in 13 hospitalizations across 13 states. The recall started at the end of December. While the recalled products are all produced by Dole, they were sold under several different names.
Starting February 16th, Southwest Airlines will once again be selling alcohol on flights. The airline reduced beverage offerings during the pandemic. Just stocking sodas, juice, and coffee. Soon, flights will have beer, wine, and liquor for sale and some more non-alcoholic drinks for free. Southwest says customers can use their 2020 and 2021 drink coupons this year.
We're at -2 as you head out the door this morning. Partly cloudy skies. We're going to see the cloud cover on the increase throughout the morning, and then ultimately a chance for some flurries later on this afternoon and evening. A lot of our wind chills line up with air temperatures, but it is a little bit colder with the wind chills the closer you are towards the Mississippi River. Let's talk air temperatures. They warm up to 19 by about 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is also when we have our chance to see your powdery flurries moving on through. That's going to be as this area of high pressure starts to slide towards the east, and we see this cold front work its way through. Another cold front moves through for the second part of the weekend as well, but we generally should stay dry.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. Stay with us, folks. More local news headlines coming up in just half an hour.